History is peppered with kings and queens, wars and peace treaties, love stories and massacres, but what's not taught in our history classes are the erotic fetishes and practices of our forefathers. In this article, we have brought 10 erotic historical facts that aren't taught in history class for you. The father of microbiology, Anton van Leeuwenhoek, was the first person to put semen under a microscope. He collected the semen sample from his wife's private parts after having sex with her. He had to have sex to get semen as masturbation was considered sinful in those times. Anton van Leeuwenhoek is the first acknowledged microscopist and microbiologist. He is popularly known as the Father of Microbiology. He got recognition from the Royal Society in London after creating powerful lenses and using them to study the microscopic world. When the Royal Society urged him to look at the bodily fluid, he obliged to do so. Therefore, he collected his semen sample after making love to his wife. Then, he placed it on a pin on the microscope and lifted the device towards the sun, before 6 beats of the pulse passed. He then peered through the microscope and became the first man to see living sperm cells. During the 16th, 17th centuries, masturbation was considered to be a sin. Hence, in his observations, he mentions that what I am observing is just what nature, not by sinfully defiling myself, but as a natural consequence of conjugal coitus. Legend has it that during 51 BC, Cleopatra used a papyrus box full of live bees as a vibrator. Dildos, vibrators, and other sex toys are not new objects. Rather, they have been in use for as long as 32,000 years ago, when siltstone dildos were in demand. One of the first instances of vibrators is derived from the legend that Cleopatra used to pleasure herself using a papyrus box full of live bees. In the 1860s, the steam-powered vibrator was invented, and just a decade later, the battery-powered vibrator came into existence. Benjamin Franklin enjoyed being with older women so much that he even wrote a letter in which he counsels a young man to prefer old women to young ones. The letter is titled, "Advice to a Friend on Choosing a Mistress." Benjamin Franklin is well known for being one of the founding fathers of the US. However, the fact that he enjoyed older women had been kept hidden from the public eye. He enjoyed being with older women so much that he once wrote a letter titled, "Advice to a Friend on Choosing a Mistress." In the letter, he mentions 8 reasons due to which a young man should prefer old women to young ones. Because of its licentious nature, the letter was not published in collections of Franklin's papers in the US during the 19th century.